Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Smackdown review and opinions video. We're just doing it a little bit earlier today because I've still got a bit to do with Unseen, so it makes sense to get this out hopefully before people go to bed. And then I can obviously work on Unseen and that'll go up a little bit later. I can see Mitchell's score as well. Normally Mitchell's score is not visible, so I normally find myself being quite close to Mitchell's score. I think about the same, to be honest. 6.5, 6.75. I think the Alexa stuff was really interesting. I think I was not expecting her to come back the way she did, and I certainly was not expecting her to be involved in something with Charlotte. We have just done a video on that and put it on the main channel. So we might kind of do a little bit of repetition over here, but yeah, if you want to kind of dig into that, that's on the main channel. So that was a surprise. That was a talking point. I think Berto walking away just before the John Cena segment kind of felt like some development there. As well as that, of course, the John Cena segment. It wasn't very long, but I thought there was some good lines in there. I really like the bit where he was talking about how Randy was a third-generation superstar, but no one even knows Bob Orton Sr. Bob Orton Jr. did nothing but knock up Randy's mom. And so he was kind of really laying into Randy's family history. And there was some good stuff, honestly, some good lines. But it wasn't the longest of segments, was it? And I don't think there's really much that we need to read into when it comes to that fake Randy. I think that was just a decoy. I think it was just to make John feel like he had dealt with Randy when he hadn't really. Outside of that, there's not loads. Good little promo from Aleistar Black. The Aleistar Black Carmelo match was fine. Crowd seemed a little quiet. There was less than 10,000 people there, though. We did talk during our watch-along about how it was a smaller building than what we used to seeing for Raw or SmackDown. I didn't hate it, though, because it did feel just a little different. But Alexa, that was a big moment. Jade, Nia. I mean, to be honest, the matches themselves, we haven't got, like, crazy scores. First match was a bit throwaway, the LA Knights, Damian Priest, Solo, Jacob situation. That Jacob promo, though, that was so good. Talking about dog walking everyone, that's his plan. That was so good. Opening match, good, 96%. The tag match involving Zelina and Chelsea and Alexa, that got great 68, but to be honest, I think it's more to do with Alexa being back than it is to do with the quality of that match. Jade Nia was good 91%. Street Profits against Fraxiom, you lot said was great 58, but the crowd was so quiet. I think that really hurt the momentum of the show. When we had that like promo moment with Street Profits and Fraxiom, like it just seemed to kill the show. The show just seemed to die. Thankfully, the match that followed helped pick it back up again. Aleistar against Carmelo, good 97. And then main event of Andrade and Rey Fenix against Los Garza, you said was good 95. So there's not loads to get excited about in regards to the match quality. There were talking points. I think there was enough here to get this into that kind of 6.5 range. I agree. But equally, if you had missed this show, other than maybe Charlotte, Alexa, maybe the Cena promo. I mean, I don't know that there's really much here that you needed to have seen. So, you know, obviously hurts. I mean, we have to remember this was a go-home. But, yeah, I'm not sat here having regretted watching the show. So, I think that that's a very fair score. And I agree. So, let's get to your thoughts, shall we? So, Kid said Alexa Bliss is freaking back. I don't care about the rest of the show, but it was great now that Alexa has appeared. Mitchell said, I thought it was all right. The in-ring action was really solid. Seeing Alexa back was nice. Hopefully it's not just a one-off. I still say SmackDown is too long. The show drags. It's a 6.25, 6.5 for me. Well, we know that it's going to go down to 2 hours. We think that's early June. Brady said, Alexa Bliss is back. She looked amazing as always. She had multiple huge pops. I'm very intrigued about the Alexa Charlotte segment. I think it will lead to a short-term partnership where Charlotte attacks Alexa And then we get a certain Scottish witch saving Alexa. I like that. I can see that. I am with you with some sort of tag team, some sort of partnership. I can see that. Chanel said, I thought it was somewhat okay. It was better than last week. Oh, God, yeah. Miles better than last week. Thrilled Alexa is back. However, I have no idea what is next for her. Although I did notice her makeup was purple tonight. Street Profits and Fraxiom was match of the night. Jacob Fatu had promo of the night. And that was that guy's reaction when Alexa returned. Proper shock face. FYI said Friday night tag team. WWE is allergic to singles matches on SmackDown. Dub for Alexa. But why bring Flair into it? Get Charlotte off my screen. She's actually bad. Melo is great. Him and Black put on a great clinical match. Melo will join Black. Cena getting things thrown at him like Andre. Dub, 7 out of 10. Yeah, that was crazy about that bottle being thrown. Definitely don't want to see that becoming a trend. Brendan, shout out to you. Hashtag go Jets go. Wrestling's biggest fan. Excited that Alexa has returned. Nishi said it was a very good episode of SmackDown. Fraxiom, Andrade, and Ray had great matches. The Legado drama is heating up. Jade has improved in the ring leaps and bounds. And the final segment was awesome. So 8 out of 10. Homer said, when you tell a story like a book or manga, this could be the moment. I don't know what you mean by that, Homer. Raymond said, Daze, I thought SmackDown tonight was very good and each match was so good. And I really enjoyed SmackDown before Backlash. So I'm going to rate it 9.5. Shout out to you and see you tomorrow for Backlash. Let's go. Parker Tiffy Time said, I enjoyed it a lot. I'm confused about the Tiffany stuff at the moment. I don't know why we're doing Nia and Tiffany again. I guess it's not on Backlash, but this was me when Tiffany came out. And this was me when I found out she was facing Nia again. I think it's just a short-term feud. I think they probably do have something more exciting lined up for her for, say, SummerSlam. But we got a little bit to go before then. So looks like we're just kind of going back to Nia, which is, yeah, I agree. Not exciting. Carl said, good show. Easily the best SmackDown for a while, although that is not hard. The bar is low. Felt like it dragged at times, but still solid. Matches were decent. I'm off to mourn with Chelsea. Yeah, there they were, mourning for the Women's United States Championship. Landon, the chosen one, said the Aleistar Black promo was very good. But given what he said, I've got no idea who he faces next. Also, was that his way of saying that the Dark Father storyline will not be continuing? I think it's his way of saying that he's not going to do what we expect him to do. He's there's a bigger purpose. There's something greater, which I really liked. Him saying that I'm not going to be the person you're expecting me to be. So, to be honest with you, I don't have any expectations as to where he goes from here. I don't look at him and think, oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. I actually don't know. And all that promo did was sort of confirm it's right to not be too sure about what's next for him. So I'm very excited. He said that he really believes he is the consequence that WWE needs. And I wonder what that means. It makes me think, like, consequence is, if you do something, this is the consequence of it. Well, what have WWE done to deserve whatever Aleistar is going to bring? I'm not sure. Is he going to go after authority? Is the consequence of all these releases, like, don't forget he was released and now he's back. Is he going to be the consequence of them doing that? Like, that's kind of where my brain went, but I can't flesh it out any more than that. So that's kind of what my mind was thinking when he was doing his promo, but it's very muddy. I don't have a clear vision of it, to be honest. It's very interesting. And it was excellent delivery. John Elite said, glad to see Alexa Black. Why as Zelina's partner? I think just to get her on the show. I love that Aleistar is back in WWE. Can't wait for what's next for him. Really enjoyed Fraxiom and Street Profits. There are cracks in Legado. There really are. Kiki says 2 out of 1. And Vurek said it's a good go home. It had some great wrestling and it set up some interesting stuff, especially with Charlotte. Ryan said it was a solid show, much better than last week. Good graps, some interesting angles with the mid-card. I'm just exhausted seeing Charlotte on WWE TV. Can she please do anything else, says Ryan. Chris said, Daze, after last week's show, anything was going to be better. 7. It was nice to see Alexa. Didn't think I would be trying to figure out what her and Charlotte are going to do together, but here we are. Jacob shines again. He has a plan. He's just going to dog walk everyone. I completely agree with all of that. Evan said, all the Irish people are on Raw, so SmackDown is instantly the B show. Becky, Lyra vignette was the closest that we got. Only thing that really stood out to me was Bliss and Charlotte, so 6.5. Octavia said, Daze, SmackDown wasn't great. Best part of the show for me was seeing my sexy Puerto Rican Damian Priest. It was good to see Alexa in a match tonight. Shout out to my son, Jonathan, that graduates high school this weekend. Jonathan, shout out to you. Congrats. He's accepted to college with full scholarship. Wow. Congratulations, Jonathan. BRS said, I honestly think this was the worst show I've ever seen. Oh, did you not watch last week? Last week was worse, but meaningless match after meaningless match. No aura, no characters, no stories, no fun. Just matches and nonsense. Who can watch this stuff, let alone for 3 hours? Dude, this was a treat compared to last week. Shaq Diesel said, I thought it was a good one for the tag team division. Street Profits are great. Las Vegas match said the show was good. Tag matches tonight were great. Andrade and Melo both need more opportunities. They're so good. Rey Fenix's entrance is pretty sweet. It's great to see Alexa back, and she showed no ring rust, but there were too many commercials. It makes 3 hours dreadful to get through. 7 out of 10, said Las Vegas Matt. Wrestling Junkie said Alexa is back. Not much else to say. It was a lot better than last week. Montez Ford is seriously underrated. Side note, I'm worried about Wyatt 6 fans. Oh, yeah? What's happening? At first, I thought we were just putting Alexa in a match to get her back on TV and in the mix. But the Flair segment makes me think otherwise. This has got to be some sort of story following. Yeah, I would imagine there is. I think it's only good news that she is back on TV for Wyatt 6 fans. I don't think it's a bad news or anything. Jasmine said 6 out of 10. And Taker1990 said, I still have yet to see SmackDown. At the time of writing this, I'm 4 hours away from home. I did see some stuff here and there. Hopefully it's true Alexa returned tonight and I will be back for the Backlash live stream. And with that being said, we will be live for Backlash at least 2 hours before the countdown show. And that is nice, actually, because during WrestleMania, we were kind of robbed of that. I do like the opportunity to sit and chat with you guys, but WrestleMania had a 3-hour countdown show, and it had, just before that, it had Stand and Deliver on night 1. I think just before it on night 2 was the Slammies. So there was always other things happening. This is going to allow us to sit down, have a chat for a couple of hours, then go into the countdown show, then go into Backlash. And hopefully Backlash, because we're going into it with lower expectations than WrestleMania, hopefully it can deliver. Hopefully it can treat us right. And, of course, looking forward to Cena against Randy. Looking forward to Becky and Lyra. I might pop out for Pat Gunther, I'm not sure. And, the United States match should be really good. Should just be really fun. Dominic Penta, I expect Dominic to retain, but I'm hoping that match is going to bang. And actually, joking aside, I bet Pat Gunther's going to be pretty brutal. I'm thinking Gunther's going to really go for it. I would hope he's going to take all his frustration out. And maybe we see the return of Goldberg. So, yeah, lots of potential. Going into it with lower expectations, which is not really a bad thing, because Obviously, it means it could be a very enjoyable show as a result. Right, with that being said, though, let's have a look, shall we, at the scores. So, this is where we are of the poll. If I refresh it. Ooh, I mean, it's still not as bad as last week. So, at the moment, it is coming out as just being good. But if you look at that, over 500 votes, 30% of people voted that show as bad. They said it was bad last week. But it's still got a good score. I mean, that was the biggest one. But look at this. I don't think I don't know if we've ever had a show get that many bad votes. So last week's SmackDown was one for the record books. This is nowhere near that level. But it still looks like good okay is where we're going to come out. Last week I was about here. This week I feel I'm definitely good okay. I would vote good okay for this show as well. I think I'm probably on that line, but I feel like I'm in good okay. Yeah. That feels right for this show. That feels right for this show. But we'll see. I mean, we've only had 30 votes. It's still very, very low. Those votes are still coming in, but SmackDown, NXT cooked and Raw cooked. So we've been eating pretty good recently. It's just SmackDown just couldn't keep that momentum going, unfortunately. Even with Cena on the show. But hopefully Backlash tomorrow can do a lot better. So there we go. Thanks a lot for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go off and work on Unseen now. It's going to take me a little while, which is why I've done this video first. But yeah, enjoy your evenings and hopefully I will see you tomorrow for Backlash. Bye for now.